And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Songs of Six. So out on the campaign map, we got a new city that is growing. Again, from the devastation here, once the devastation's gone, the population here is going to go up to 800. That, plus probably improving the humidifier, is going to make 1,200 fairly easy. So this is not going to be a small city, but of course we need to wait for the loyalty to come up before the army can go campaigning. Back in the city, we're going to wait until we get control 7 regions to gain this ancient and prestigious title, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms. Okay. We're going to finish building up our expanded bakery sector in here. I think this will be providing us with enough rations that we don't have to worry about importing rations anymore for the army. Potentially, you could even support expanding the army, but I'm going to assume for the moment that we can just get away with not having to do stuff. The great state of Ducal Heartwin is trying to get on the target list. You give us these things. No. They may be getting on the target list. They've got one region. They got, like, no army. I'm not going to give them territory. They might actually become a threat if I gave them territory. I'd give them stuff. They could have cut stone and stuff, but no, if they're asking for territory, they get nothing. In the meantime, yeah, I think we need another embassy, because I need to be able to negotiate with more people to get more trade relations. Yeah, that'll be another 20 jobs, which is why we want to finish building the 60 jobs over here first. We go up to 13,000. We do have background growth going on because of the hatcheries. So at some point I probably want to build more hatcheries, because I'd estimated that hatcheries would be enough to maintain a population of 800, and, well, we're bigger than that now. Although I suppose our average population age may have gone up. Oh, there, this is, we're going to accept this. Declining just makes them angry, and, like, they're giving us stuff. Yeah, we'll take 1,000 wood. In fact, I'm half tempted to turn around and, we don't have trade relations with them yet, but if I can flatter them up to that level, say I just give them stuff. Like, we've got cut stone we want to sell them, we've got pots we want to sell them. Hey, have 2,000 pots, have 1,000 cut stone. The leader does not appreciate generosity, apparently, or not enough. I'm willing to give them $200,000 worth of stuff, and they're not interested. Not that interested. Okay, never mind. We're gonna hold off on that. Again, we're gonna get this done. We're gonna get another embassy with 20 more embassy workers working on it. And then we'll probably spend most of those points in trying to improve the happiness of that specific person. We want them nice and happy. The other people are small enough and weak enough that if they're going to be uppity like that, they can be uppity like that. Yeah, so in theory, we're expecting to be ration positive now. So I should no longer need to... Yeah, we just hit replace here. So no longer need to worry about having ration imports, which probably explains why the money is going up and not down. Because we've handled the largest expense of our budget. Largest ongoing expense was the rations. And now that that's basically not an expense, we're making money. Apparently the main thing we're exporting right now is paper, which is not supposed to be our primary export, which is why we need more trade partners so we can actually export the things we're supposed to be exporting, which is the pottery and the cut stone. Okay, let's grab another ambassador. We'll have to bring in some more people. I probably got the housing for it, so let's just bring another... Spend the Garthimi population by another 50. Provide the odd jobbers to work the embassy. Yeah, everything else is available in the city, so it should just be rapidly, they will show up and complete the job. We are, in theory, saving up furniture to build the Grand Library. This will be workspace for 200 humans. Disregard the fact that all the humans in the city are slaves. They'll be working the library that no one goes visit besides them. Hello, or hey neighbor, I have someone here at my border claiming to know you. It's a sibling, and goes by the name of Petrus Barbosa. Looks kind of funny if you ask me. He says you owe him stuff, and I promise to mediate. Here is the list. Bunch of money. Oh, it wouldn't be too bad. Bunch of food. That makes some people in the city grumpy, but again, not too hard to deal with. I'm gonna go to pause speed. We're gonna look up Petrus. How big is Petrus's army? 58 soldiers. So I think we can take him. The city garrison... Okay, so the biggest problem we have with the city garrison is the city garrison has no equipment. Let's be fair with what the problem we have is. It's the city garrison has no equipment. Although that's actually... We might not be able to fix it in time, but that is easy to fix. Because we have the power called money. So I can set up import routes for leather armor and spears. Again, probably don't have enough time to properly fix it because it's not going to show up in time. Yeah, we're going to tell him. It's not the one. We're going to tell him that we're declining the offer. We've got the garrison to deal with that problem. In fact, arguably, how quickly can you get back to the city? Because if the main army's there, then we've really got the bandits number punched. Oh yeah, we're ready for the bandit. Very ready for the bandit. On our city? Where is... No, that's the city that we're on. Okay. Work on the city. We should be able to hopefully reinforce into our battle there. So you're growing to size. At some point we'll grow you a little bit more, but that's where we are for the moment. You're... Oh. It's ready for more promotion. Okay, so you have a level. You might as well take the expanded work guild. Got 50 more labor. And right now, we can get meat, but we make meat perfectly fine. It's a terrible place for fish. Not a good lumberjack place. I think the answer is money. Why is it not allowing me to go up to the last... Oh, the next one just takes a lot of workforce. That's a little bit more fair. Okay, so we got 21 workforce free here. Don't really need more loyalty. Those if I want more taxes, it's the tax office. Although I only can do the first level in the tax office. How far up in school is going to go? Don't have the Nari for the Royal Academy. Although it isn't gated by anything. We'll leave it like this. I'll come back to it later. You're at 12k. Why can't? Because I need more government points. Okay. So let's come in. We promote the noble again. It's the last time we're going to be able to promote a noble like this for a short while. Level you up. You're the lumberjack city. So we rank the lumberjack. 10 levels of lumberjack. Oh, if we could afford to crank the lumberjack, we crank the lumberjack. 9 levels of lumberjack, because that's what we can afford. And yeah, I think with that we don't need to make lumber anywhere else. I think that's good. Let there be lumber. So yeah, I think that's the only place we got lumber coming from, and it's making plenty of lumber. Yeah, that frees up lots of workforce here for something else. Well, right now I think that's probably just going to be more tax. You're growing, we're waiting for the bandit rip. Let's receive our impending bandit message. We also have weapons and spears inbound, although I spent all the money that we were going to spend on the weapons and spears, which was maybe not the smartest move. Due to your failure to pay off the raider, this faction is upset with me. But I was willing to chase them off myself, thank you. Domain of Open Pact. Since you didn't pay, I had to chase them off. I would appreciate if you did not drag me into your soft skin business again. Well, that was up to you, my friend. And of course, they've gone into hiding because the army's on the city. So the city's actually reasonably scared. So yeah, these guys are getting very grumpy. It is what it is. Okay. This region's loyal enough. Oh, I suppose that's a different concern we're going to have very soon. I'm running out of administration points. I'm running out of administration points real fast. Yeah, I do want that city. Let's go take the city over. So, army. Go there. In the city, we're... yeah, this situation is going to degrade. Honestly, at this point, it's probably degraded too far. Yeah, okay, short term. I want my emissary points back because you're going to degrade into war. Take your 18 emissary points back, and we go for these guys, and we spend it over here. Interesting, they like cruelty. And my flattery is not very effective. Hoping to get their opinion high enough. Slaver. So this presents us with a opportunity. I have too many prisoners with jobs, I think. Okay, so we're not gonna Not going to sell everything right away. That's pausing. Which prisoners with jobs? So we got 233. We probably want to reduce the number a little bit. Not by a lot, but a little bit. Thinking like 33 or so. So which 33 do I want to get rid of? We probably do want the Crotonians. Where are the Crotonians mostly working? Presumably, they're all working the ration maker. I'd appreciate if you were a little bit more distributed between the bakers and the ration makers, but fair enough. Working the bakers. You're working industries. You're all working the tailors. That seems reasonable. The Crotonians, or the Garmithies that we get from enslaving the criminals is not worth a lot. Although that doesn't stop me from selling them, I suppose. Humans are working libraries, laboratories, and then in those industries. And they are better than us at those industries, so that's not surprising. Why are you guys working in the paper makers? What are your skills relative to our nation, or our group at paper making? Our guys are bad at paper making. Minus 25%. How do the Mivians stack up? They're not bad. Okay, so fair enough. They can work that. And then I've only got 4 Talapi. And they're working with carpenters and paper makers. Okay, so we're running into the problem of the slaves all make sense where they are. So it would just be selling off 33 of them to sell 33 of them off. It's probably these guys we want to sell off. They're all working as odd jobbers or working as warehouse workers. So yeah, let's interact with the trader, with the slave trader. You want to... Well, again, I have too many slaves, so what we're going to do is we're going to sell the type of slave we care the least about. Granted, it's the type of slave they're willing to pay the least for, but we'll sell them. And again, that stabilizes the submission of the slave population. And there goes our trade relations. Okay. Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. I want someone that we can actually trade with, and that doesn't appear to be the case right now. Because these guys are resistant to the powers called flattery. Suppose that means in the meantime all my trade has to be manual. What am I importing, exporting? Weapons, armor... Stuff I don't need to import or export right this moment. How many human slaves do I have? 111. Okay. Let's go in and activate the construction of this library. Got all the stuff that go in. Give or take a little bit. And have a few more odd jobbers. We're going to go raise this number to 1,400. Okay, we're there. Wait and lay siege. Again, this is going to provide us with another neighbor. Another neighbor that doesn't particularly like us. Okay. Although that's a pretty big neighbor. So we probably do want to get to be friends with them. I got 4 emissary points. Let's start improving these guys' relations. Hopefully get a little bit better expenditure value on the flattery here. Yeah, because right now we're going to be manually trading, which isn't super great. Once this library is done, we're actually going to turn it down from 200 jobs to 100. So I should be paying some attention to its construction. And we'll go destroy the other library. Okay, so got the flat, and then I gotta build all the tiles, put all the carpets out. Okay, so we don't, because we've only got 100 something units, so we want this to be set to like 100. Because we need some to continue working in the laboratory. So set you to 100. And then this is the old one. We're going to destroy the old one. Oof. 100 humans should be working up there, and the other 10 should be working in this tiny little laboratory. Employees of the clay pits have plummeted. Why have the employees of the clay pit plummeted? Oh, because we have a bunch of new jobs, so the number of employees in the economy has dropped. Fair enough. 1450 just to fix the odd jobber problem right away. And then I should be checking for where we got housing shortages. And I don't have any yet. Unexpected backlog with that. Okay, furniture's stable. So there's definitely an argument to be bringing in fiber from the colonies and make our own fabric at this point. Especially if I can't get enough emissary points to be trading with our neighbors. I'm already spending 18-something emissary points here, right? Or 20 emissary points here to get 0.1. And we need, like, that 4 or 5 times over, so that's not happening anytime soon. And then it's going to be probably pretty similar with you. Yeah. Oh, these guys actually like it, so... You broke the trade pact, so we'd be getting a bunch of... This is why we're not going to be starting the fight with them anytime soon, is we'd be getting a bunch of betrayal there. So we're going to wait till that wears off. How goes the siege? About 3/4 of the way down. Emissary's done. You're running. Now employ 50 in the library as a result. Combined experience, it's boosting performance. Good to know. So yeah, no knowledge is going to go rising. We can start taking some of the service upgrades. And I think the next thing we want to be building is our own fabric production. And I suppose... Actually, I suppose that probably wants to be out in the light world. Or near the light world, because we're going to be making... Well, actually, thinking of importing the fabric, right? Importing the cotton from the colonies. Do I have a place that makes good fiber? Those are both bad. That was my lumber place. Oh, I suppose you're capped out on lumber, right? So that's max lumber. Yeah, so you're maybe not good at fiber, but I suppose I could take fiber in from you, right? So that's 240 fiber. Oh, and we're getting species multiplier because we're bad at farming fiber. Fair enough. $230 fiber daily add is not too bad. So I need to build a warehouse, and then I need to build a industry sector for that. I think that's going to be in here, because this is all till, so that'd be fine. Okay. I'm going to build another warehouse. It's going to be sort of similar function to you. Can I shove an import depot between the two? I need to put one more higher. Excuse me. Oop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that should be enough. That might actually be one too many. One too many, that's fine. Yeah, one too many. It's oh, counted 6. That's why. And 6 would make 5. Wait, put an import depot there for fiber. So we're going to do basically fiber input, cloth output on this building, and then we're going to put the beavers in this space. Looms a special shape? The looms are a special shape. Well, they're very bakery shaped. Which means if I'm copy and pasting the bakeries, that works. Actually, that works pretty well. Okay. I'm doing this because I realized I'm going to just copy and paste these bakeries. The original shape of those didn't have... Ah, okay. Makes sense. Didn't copy and paste the protrusions at some point. Like, I remember the original one of these being, you know, considered round. And, you know, it was. I just missed the round bits. Doing one of the copy and pastes. Start with 3 of those. That's probably more fabric than 8. Although that might be how much fiber we're importing, or getting shipped in, so. Oh, wait. I wanted to copy the building shape, not the building. I need to manually do one of the buildings, and then copy the building interior, and it'll all be fine. Okay, so big loom. Storage at one end, auxiliary loom at the other. Yeah, that's roughly how it worked. Okay. And I gotta remember to put the doors back in, otherwise the building doesn't work. No doors, no working building. And now I can do copy, paste, copy, paste. There we go. And this translates 2 fiber into 2 fabric per person per day. So that's 30 jobs. I think that's 30 jobs. That's going to translate 60 fabric or 60 fiber into 60 fabric. So it's more fabric than we need, but that's good. It means we can start using fiber for other things. And that's less than our fiber tax. So we'll have excess fiber. That'll work. That'll really work. And this is sort of responding to the fact that apparently I'm no longer allowed to trade because our trading partners have decided to ban us from trading. We're being sanctioned for, you know, being evil. Which is probably fair, we're being pretty evil. You don't get 200 slaves for not being evil, so... We are, in fact, Team Evil. Struggling to get enough recruits trained. I probably need to build more training facilities. At least if I want them to have any, like, real quality to them. And then we got 40 knowledge kicking about. What do I want to spend that knowledge on? I suppose probably save it for 50 and go to fancy benches. And then remember to put benches around the place and upgrade the benches and that sort of stuff. And that goes as the first basement one, although basements probably means we want furniture. So we expand the density of the housing. How's my meat storage up here? You fully upgraded? You are. Yeah, meat storage. You fully upgraded? Yeah. I think you might need more meat storage. Okay. So, this has been set, because this was originally the one for the bakery's ration makers. Instead, we're going to set this to do fiber in. And cloth out. Yeah, we'll do a little extra cloth out. Should work. Because then that gives us a place for the fiber to be dropped. And to sort of prime the pump, because we know we're going to get fiber in from trade, but that's probably not for like a season and a half. We're going to go manually trade. We're going to go manually trade for a bunch of fiber. So hey, neighbors in the north. I want 2,000 fiber. Okay, so they only want 54k worth of value for that. I could just pay them, Or we can sell them some of the resources that are sitting around to doing nothing. We're going to send them 1,000 cut stone and 1,000 pots. And yeah, that's... We're overpaying, but I'm hoping to get some opinion bonus from that. Probably didn't get enough of an opinion bonus from that to really make that worthwhile. Yeah, we got 0.00 generosity. Yeah, we tried. Got 4 emissary points. We'll continue to improve relations with these people over here in the hopes that they're a little bit nicer. Or at least a little more receptive to our interactions. And the siege is over. Again, I probably have too many prisoners, so we're gonna loot and raise. And that's that region. This one hasn't recovered yet. And of course we should go place each in the next one. Or no, I gotta wait until the loyalty comes up. Yeah. We're now neighbors with these guys. I think it's enough that they're not planning on starting anything, but that's about all we got going for us. Okay. Clouds and insects are harassing our subjects. Okay, well, we just gotta accept that. I don't have the alcohol to chase them off. My only naturally occurring opiate deposit. Oh no, there's another one down here. Oh, this one's pretty small. Yeah, that's pretty small. Okay. Not that I want to harvest opium, but we're gonna assign a forage command to these guys. The reason is, if they've got a command to be foraged, you can't accidentally build on top of it, is my understanding. All the things won't overwrite existing order. And we're heavily positive on weavers. Good, good. That means we don't need to import cloth anymore. That's the export depot. In fact, I could probably start exporting cloth, but well, if I could export it, I could export cloth. And then probably one of the next things to do is actually make clothes. Out of the cloth. I thought I could do more. Could do more trade. Not more diplomacy with it. Because you guys want cloth. 38 each. 48 each. I'm making enough. Making enough to do one. Should let the cloth stockpile pile up a bit first. Oh, and yeah, we're importing too much, or we're taxing too much wood. So the taxpayers are showing up like, where do you want this wood? I'm like, yeah, and they're just throwing it on the ground. It's perfectly reasonable. Getting too much wood. We went from a severe shortage of wood to I have more than I know what to do with. That's probably a good way to deal with that problem, I think. Tax perspective. Fancy benches and fancy roads. Yeah, both of those use the basement, so that's probably not too bad of a plan. Yeah, fancy benches. six knowledge. I forgot. Yeah, six knowledge. We'll probably get the knowledge point. Not having to do too much more. Okay. Where did all my odd drivers go? Oh, that's the housing. I got plenty of odd drivers. I'm short on housing. Where is the housing shortage? Yep, that's fair. And yeah, over there, yeah. I have too many pumpers here, but that's fine. Somebody remember to leave some space to run a canal through the. Well, say leave some space. Take some space to push the canal through the zone here, so we've got water south. I might just have more pumps set up, or more pumps hypothetically reserved than I need. Making excess fiber from the taxes. I can definitely expand fabric production more. I think knowledge is going to hit 40. Oh, no, hit 30. Of course it's going to hit 30. It's at 39. Okay, so we can take our fancy roads. So now, now I have the ability to do the next level road, which we're probably actually I'll probably do that for the next one. Oh yeah, well, nice. We will accept your gift of friendship. We'd appreciate if that came with a bigger happiness bonus on your end, so that we could set up a trade route, ongoing trade, and all that. Yeah. A lot of potential with the flattery, but it takes so much diplomacy points. Again, very high potential with the flattery. It can take so much to get to the level I want. And again, if I just offer, I apparently have 1 million sitting around. If I just offer 1 million, 0.003 or 0.03, yeah, no. These guys are not interested in my minor attempts at flattery. Oh, you're ready to grow. At least one step. And yeah, you plausibly not be enough to get up to 12k. Oh no, that was also only the 300. So I've got that one. If I had the government points, okay, that's gonna become a problem. That sort of echoes throughout the new territories, right? I'm out of promotions. What do I need for more promotions? Probably 500 more to get to the next population level. 2,200 people, so another 500 people in the city. So that's eating 50 a day. In theory, from the taxes, make 200 a day. So I could increase fabric production by a, let's say, maybe I don't want to consume all that. Let's say we just want triplets, so we want to add 3 more of those twice over. Okay. Yeah, a little tight, but our people don't actually like space. I'm leaving space, so I've got space to come in later with the humidifiers, right? Okay. So, expand our fiber to cloth conversion, and then we can use that cloth being produced to expand diplomacy. Build a big block of housing there. Try to provide more housing. So the 60-something jobs are putting in here, right? And or the mine across the road, yeah. Definitely need the housing. That's basically going to be used for if I assign it to something else. Gonna have to get a little creative to consider it, make it round. Did that one work as far as making it round? Maybe. Okay, let's try that over here. The odd decorative pyramid coming off the side of the thing breaks the squareness, at least, I think. Yeah, that worked. At least on the road. So the people traveling along the road are not going to have to deal with square buildings. And of course, with that mostly in, we got 100 more housing, so we'll let 100 more people in. And I'm at the point where I need to expand food production again. Well, if I want to maintain my food days, I need to expand food production again. Because we're only negative because of the decay, which means that the stockpile count's going to shrink. Okay, I'm going to do one thing that might seem a little weird, although it probably will make sense very quickly. Not activate job, I meant pause job. Spend job. We're going to, you know, tell the guys working on this side to not, you know, wall themselves in while they're doing that carving. And yeah, we're making the usual sort of food we're making out of one of these Baltic crawler breeders. That'll cover most of the food deficit, so we'll keep the stockpile high. And then in the meantime, let's put another meat storage in here. just need to store more meat. Okay, so now we're making 150 fabric a day surplus. So now we can go to the emissaries and say, hey, you can use fabric, and you can use fabric. So we get more emissary points without having to make more emissaries. And it provides more jobs, so I don't feel weird about just accepting more and more and more people into the city so I can conquer more and more territory. Although that's probably exactly what we're going to be doing. That region is stable, so go lay siege to that one. In the meantime, back in the city, I have a noble that doesn't have a job, right? Oh no, I had to assign him something, so he's already been assigned to governor. I've got 150 bounty crawlers. You work 150, so this means the next batch we're going to build is going to be less effective, but there you go, you're on that task. We want one on fish. We have one on fish. We want one on pots. We want one on clay. We want one on that, and that. Okay. Yeah, so our two primary exports are set up to, in theory, be produced in sufficient quantities that we can export them. Buffing those exports, although we're not exporting right now passively, I have to only manually export. Although I'm making enough money through taxes that I really want the non-manual imports, but okay. Yeah, and those are nobles. So that's until I get more noble promotions is all my admin. I've only got 25 more admin. So I'm going to stop promoting territories. I'm going to keep taking them over, but I can make 5 more level 1 territories. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, and then we're done, probably. Okay. Yeah, slowly going to figure out how we're going to crack this nut. Although part of the problem is the kin treatment, alright? I'm kind of being evil. Evil's being a problem. Evil's the problem here, yeah. Yeah, I guess I just need more flattery points. Is going to be the easiest way to work this without having to stop being evil. I suppose. Let's get a hauler set up. A couple haulers set up over here. To help these buildings work better. Hauler. Suppose it's time to send Scythian mine up. Again, I don't need to go ham. Ham is probably excessive. The small, like, the mine goes off into the mountains. The small stuff we can get from just outside is going to be plenty. Mine. Scythian mine. Oops. Oh, I guess we're going to finish off here with a battle. The garrison of the lake comes forth to defend themselves. My 300 are not scary enough. Yeah, just a couple guys. Or 222 guys with spears. Get our 200 spears up front. So, and again, we'll do the same sort of... These guys will lose because they're going to be the flankers, and they move around a little bit faster in loose formation. Wait for them to come to us. I have to say the white little triangles aren't very easy to see on sand. They can definitely be improved. Yeah, that doesn't quite work the way I wanted it to. We got a 200 on 100 and 100 on 100, which is not what we want. Can you break contact? Or are they going to follow? You can break contact, okay. There's the ones that have been in contact. Speed up the game speed so you can see the tactics play out a little bit. I don't like how this is playing out, so let's pull you and pull you back. I think we still came off the better there. We lost 16, they lost 20. Let you break formation to more effectively encircle them. Okay, one group is pretty much broken. Who you're focusing on. Flanks compromised, and the unit's falling apart. There we go. Victory! 19 casualties to defeat 222. Yeah, the captives from a field battle here is going to be small enough we're going to take them as captives. 23 Catonians and 26 Tlalopi. There we go, accept them as captives. And we go lay siege to the city. And depending on how quickly we get there, we may in fact win the siege. Now. It's not quite quick enough, they got 25 garrison. It's fine. Before I get distracted, what we're gonna do this one. I've already gone over a little bit of time, but we're gonna go over a little more. If I can, it would be nice if we could make the 12 or so Slytherin we need to max out the emissaries. Might even be worth it to go a little bit over that. So let's see how much we can get out of the mine. It's mining what's kind of available on the surface. Yeah, don't want to dig into the mountain yet. Well, if that's what we end up doing, that'll probably be fine. That's outside the mountain. That's outside the mountain. Yeah, we'll cut into the mountain a little bit just to keep that. So that's gonna be like 16. That's probably what we want early on. Although, looking at the worker count, we're looking at something like 300 workers. So this is still a lot of Slytherin from a game term standpoint. Yeah. I'm like, this is a small mine. No, this is not a small mine. It's not a small mine at all. Yeah, I need a little more space. I need even more space. Okay. More up there. Storage auxiliaries. Oh, that actually popped the storage. That's not what I want. Put the storage back in. Here we go. Yeah, I guess we'll just go up to make sure we got enough to do that. I mean, obviously we're gonna need some housing in there. And probably at some point make the whole thing bigger. Housing first. No, later. Well, actually, when we go to make it bigger, I can carve into the mountain, right? So we'll carve the mountain side in. That's as far outside the mountain needs to be. I fit this in here. Yeah, sure, it'll fit. The things that aren't fitting are actually the humidifiers, so that's the stuff I can accept that isn't gonna be there. Yeah. And then we probably are gonna want a small warehouse here. Yeah, we'll do a small warehouse here. The warehouse I'm about to copy paste over here is gonna be way too big. Do I have an unupgraded warehouse? Some of that I copy-paste. The standard design, but no upgrades. It looks like the best I got is one upgrade. Or copy and paste. We'll take the one upgrade. So right now, the thing we've got a shortage of is housing. But yeah, the Sizzlin mine, I think, should provide enough Sizzlin that, again, we can use that to get the emissaries working better. I think it's actually roughly in price. Cheap, medium, high. You cheaper than Sizzlin? Oh no, the Sizzlin's probably cheaper. But yeah, we bring over the Sizzlin. That'll get us more emissary points. We're already at 9 more emissary points. Out of the two, you were the closer, so I should probably just send more diplomacy your way. As much as it pains me. Oh, I'm short furniture, that's why you're not done. This is an interesting opportunity. I need furniture. We don't have automatic trading, but you know what I do have? I have manual trading. So I am going to... In fact, how much furniture do I want? I got warehouse space for up to 4,000. We're not wanting that much, but at least want a good couple hundred. So let's say I want you to give me 500 furniture. And in exchange, I will offer you 2,000 pots. And some money. Okay. Due to internal strife, the realm has collapsed and much of the lands have been lost. Okay. Well, they're not my neighbors to trade with anymore. How many regions do you have left? They dropped from 200,000 to 17,000. Okay. Well, hopefully that trade deal I just signed is still good. In the meantime, all the flattery goes this way. Okay, mine's complete. Gonna get that warehouse done pretty quickly. No. Finish the thing. I want to set the settings on it. So I need it done for that. Okay. No, obviously we don't want to hold grain here. We'll leave it as a place that can store tools, because we may want to do tools in the mine at some point. It's mostly going to be Sithlin. In fact, it's going to be all Sithlin for now. We're going to keep it simple. Winter 68 miners on it. We had the odd jobbers for that, so that's not a problem. That should yield 23 Sithlin. So let's employ over 50 inner Sithlin mines, so we get a productivity bonus. Cool. Gonna build another one of you there and there. And you're gonna be grabbing Scythian from the Scythian mine warehouse. Same over here. Scythian from the Scythian mine. And we're gonna toggle on Scythian. Okay. So that's a pretty heavy Scythian price to be paying, but we can probably pay it. And just like that was a high price in theory to pay for embassies, but we can pay it. Five more emissary points. Obviously, we're gonna try to emissary to the one person we think we can trade. Want you to like us enough that you'll buy our stuff. In the meantime, before I let this stream go on far too long, it is officially time. In the next one, we're gonna have to get another 200 people in the city to get more promotions so that we can rule the ever-growing empire, because the empire is growing and it's going to continue growing. This is a train that apparently has no brakes. The brakes are how many governors we can get, how promoted we governors can get, so I can rule the empire. So tune in next time to see how rapidly the empire expands, out expanding the capital apparently. I think for a while we actually had. I think we still might have. No. I think we finally caught up with it. We had in this region here where I think this region was actually bigger than the capital. But yeah. The empire is growing. The empire is more the empire than the capital at this point. And I think that's going to be the case for the rest of the game. Our population of 2,080 in the capital is outnumbered by the 855 subjects out, or 8,550 subjects out in the realm. So the empire is growing. The empire is large. We've already broken 10k in the empire. So the capital is going to be perpetually outnumbered. And that's just going to get bigger and better. Yeah, we need to build up the garrison. I need to decide what I'm going to spend this innovation on. Possibly find entertainment, but we'll decide for that next time. If you're watching on YouTube, there probably will be a part up tomorrow. It will be recorded during the next recording session, so it's not... again, I'm also far enough recorded ahead that it should be up tomorrow. It shouldn't be delayed that badly. If you're watching on Twitch, this is probably the last opportunity for you to get comments responded to live while the stream is live. If you're watching later on the Twitch VOD, feel free to hop over to the YouTube channel and leave comments over there. I might be far enough recorded ahead that we might only just be getting parts of the series posted to YouTube, but we should be getting close to having parts of the series posted to YouTube. I hope everyone has been enjoying. The run is getting hectic as I'm feeling a little bit of a Wallace and Gromit of, I have a problem. Oh, I need more governors because the empire is expanding. How do I get more governors? I need a bigger city, and I'm like having to get the city to be growing fast enough to meet the needs of the expanding empire. At the same time, we've reached the point where no one wants to trade with us, so I've got goods waiting for export that have no buyers. Have no buyers at all. I suppose that's a good thing. It's better than the opposite, which is you've got all the trading partners you want and you don't have no capacity to make stuff. This is the situation where we've got capacity to make stuff and plenty of buyers. But yeah, I hope everyone has been enjoying. The run is definitely going to continue. Again, I am recording ahead as a side effect of recording 4 parts every 3 days in the ongoing series. If you're watching on Twitch, let me go over the Twitch schedule. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, this is all in your past, because it was where it was streamed. Although it might still be in your future. So if you're watching on YouTube and you can't wait until tomorrow's part, sneak over to Twitch. The Twitch VOD's probably up for tomorrow's part already. Today with Songs of Six. Tomorrow we're going to be starting up a new run of Humankind. I just did a Dust Victory in End of Legends. I think I'm going to try to do something much more money-focused in Humankind. To sort of break away from the military we've been doing in Humankind. So sort of do a Dust Victory but Humankind version, where we try to spend money, use the money spending method to sort of get into success. We'll see how well that works. So Humankind Thursday, which is tomorrow. We're going to be Solar Expanse on Friday. We're going to be taking the Solar Expanse demo. The main difference is I'm going to be turning the music off. Apparently that got copyright flags for YouTube. Doesn't affect the YouTube video other than that I don't think those episodes will ever be monetizable. Although at this point the channel isn't monetizable. Or isn't monetized, so that's not a problem at the moment. Just means that the future videos won't have any music on them, because I'm going to turn the music off. I think it was the same track playing the entire time, so the music's going to go away. I might try to figure out a different music to replace that, but Thursday is Humankind, Friday is Solar Expanse, and then we'll be back to Songs of Six here on Saturday. Also try to do Solar Expanse earlier Friday, because I need to get up early Saturday. Although Saturday might be later. Well, we'll see. Or got something I'm going to be out doing on Saturday. So with that, I'm going to wish everyone the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or the next stream. And bye for now.